You are listening to the show that is all about small business, jobs, and entrepreneurship. That's right. You're listening to Get Down to Business, and I'm your host, Shalom Klein. Earlier in the show, we've shared a story of business success. We've shared information on public speaking and presenting, and now it's my privilege and pleasure to introduce you to Neli Rowland, the founder of A Safe Haven, an organization that I've just discovered is doing just incredible work out there in the community. Neli, thanks for joining us on the show.
Oh, well, thank you for having me, Shalom.
So tell me, what does A Safe Haven do?
Well, that's a big question because really, what don't we do? We do everything we can really to help solve the issue of homelessness and poverty for almost 5,000 people a year. And that, requires getting people shelter, food, education, treatment for drug and alcohol addiction if they need it, access to job training, getting them employed and getting them into permanent housing. So as you can imagine, it takes an incredible network of people and organizations, both public and private, to help us accomplish our goal. But at the end of the day, we've really designed what I call a vertically integrated ecosystem that takes people from homelessness to sustainable self-sufficiency long-term to really break the cycle and allow people to really raise their kids in an environment that's going to usher them into becoming, successful and, prosperous and, wonderful human beings. As we've been doing this now, Shalom, for 20 years, we've actually seen that transformation happen now for the next generation for people that have come through our program back in the 90s.
Fantastic. You've got your hands full. You're doing a lot of fantastic work, and a lot of that work as far as helping turn people into productive, successful individuals. I noticed a part of your mission is also the vocational piece, which is something that this show and all of my work is really all about. So the mission resonates a great deal. So Neli, I'm assuming that this wasn't an idea that was formed in the shower one morning. How did you get started?
Well, nothing against ideas that are formed in the shower, because I do think a lot of good ideas come from the shower.
I agree.
But really, my husband and I were both in finance, and I was in investment banking, for example, for about 13 years. And my whole, work evolved around trying to understand, business and efficiencies and, return on investment. And, we did have an incident in our lives, my husband and I, where in our family we had to go through the protocols of trying to help someone, go through the recovery process for alcoholism. And we realized that we were blessed to have resources to go out and get the best services money can buy, but it immediately opened our eyes to the fact there's huge gaps for people that don't have resources, and a lot of people that don't have resources end up in the system with no way out. So for us, as we were looking at this issue, we started to look at it from a perspective of, who is getting a return on their investment in terms of time and money. I mean, we've got people with time on their hands, where are they going to get help? And we've got resources, with funding, government funding, philanthropists, and where are they putting their resources? And is there a way that exists for someone in this situation that's going, and demanding help for them to go to, that's going to literally assess them individually and connect all those dots to help them get back to, self-sufficiency. And we noticed that wasn't occurring. And for us, it seemed like colossal waste of money and time, and something really needed to be done to kind of really create a more seamless approach to this issue. And after talking about it for a few years, actually, Shalom, we decided that we started investing in real estate in the early 90s, that we would try, to help a few people with our, thought of how can we bring some of these resources under one roof so that people that are in need can actually get the services, that they need without having to worry about where they're going to sleep or where they're going to eat. That burden is lifted. But now, what are they going to do every day to get back on their own 2 feet? So, it just kind of started out as a little give back, that we had no intentions of growing or staying involved in. We thought we'd help a few people, and at the end of the day, we just, never saw an opportunity to get out of trying to help people because we were so rewarded personally by seeing people, really make that transformation, by just giving them a little bit of help. So we decided, to really focus on this as a career and as a life, plan
And we're all lucky that you're doing that. And so you're making an impact in Chicago, but are you spreading the work of a safe haven in other communities as well?
Well, we are actually in suburban areas as well. So believe it or not, we have 34 locations throughout the Chicagoland area and the suburbs. We are always entertaining guests and tours, not only from around the country, from other cities and other states, but also from around the world. Our model is really a repeatable model, and it's scalable. So we are actively in conversations with a few other cities that have, an interest in repeating our model in their communities, and we're actively pursuing those ideas. So
fantastic.
It really has to come together in terms of, does the government want it bad enough, and does the community want to support it? And if that happens, then it's a match made in heaven.
That's great. And so, Neli, we've got just about a minute remaining. How can people get involved in a safe haven? I notice you have a lot of events and a lot of programs coming up. Where can people find out more information, and what is coming up on the calendar?
Well, the first thing I recommend people can do, if anybody knows anybody in need, please contact us. You can go to our website at asafehaven.org, and we do give, a whole list of events, that we're hosting and opportunities to give back, with being able to give donations online or volunteering, the list goes on. But right around the corner, on July 13th, we are hosting a very large 5K run to end homelessness. And this year, we're really focusing on the issue of homeless veterans by hosting a veteran stand down. We actually happen to be the largest resource for homeless veterans in 3 states, So we'd love to invite people to come on out, whether you're a runner or a walker. You can sign up. Or even
fantastic. Join a Safe Haven in July. You can check out the information at safehaven.org. Neli, thanks so much for joining us on the show.
Thank you, Shalom.
All right. After the break, we're talking more Get Down to Business.